Hello guys, so you're probably clicking on this video wondering which is better, to get jacked or to get ripped or look very muscular. And I decided to test this. I wanted to test this because I just went on this trip, and for the first half of the week I could only do calisthenics, believe it or not, because there was no gym and I was in the middle of nowhere. And for the second half of the week I decided to do pretty much only gym. And what I learned is, I'm going to start with the calisthenics side. With calisthenics, it helps you build leaner muscle. It helps you kind of have a lot of explosive power. Like if you're doing jumping push-ups, that's very athletic. And I feel like calisthenics, you can still build very good muscle with it. And I think a lot of people get that wrong. However, it is also agility based. And I think if you only do calisthenics versus the guy who only does the gym, if you two were to switch, you guys wouldn't be, the person who only goes to the gym wouldn't be as good at the calisthenics, and you wouldn't be as the person who does calisthenics won't be as good at going to the gym or doing this stuff in the gym. However, it still builds strength in the gym if you only do it. Now, when I only went to the gym, what I noticed is it's kind of like heavy, like it's a good example of this is squats, right? Squats is not necessarily, versus normal squats where there's no weight. It's, obviously it's different, right? And so that kind of trains you in a different way from if you're to just do calisthenics and do normal squats. However, you can do more difficult things as you progress through calisthenics, like pistol squats and all that stuff. So I think a lot of people get this wrong, that you can't build muscle with calisthenics. You can build a lot of muscle, and in fact, I actually used to only do calisthenics, and I still look jacked even then when I was only doing calisthenics. But I think the main thing that it comes down to that I would recommend, in my opinion, is to do both, because you don't have to do one or the other. You can do a bit of both. And that way, if someone asks you like, oh, how many push-ups can you do if you go to the gym and stuff, and you don't have a bench press at your house, then you could be good at the push-ups. But also, if you're in the gym with them and they're like, oh, how much do you bench? Then you can bench a lot of weight, which is really cool actually, because then you're kind of skilled at both of them. And of course, there's tricks in calisthenics, like holding yourself sideways, one arm push-ups, flagpole. I can't do the flagpole, but of course that the flagpole obviously requires a bar. So I think the best decision, if you can't decide or you're not quite sure on which one you want to do, is to do both. But I will say that, like, if I have a little bit of body dysmorphia. I'm going to be completely honest with you guys. If you want to be huge and jacked, and bulk up, it's probably a little bit better to veer more on the gym side of things. You don't have to stop doing calisthenics, but veering on the gym side of things is probably going to help you a little bit more with that if you want to bulk up and stuff. But if you're looking to stay, having a lot of agility and being more lightweight, that's why fighters, yeah, they go to the gym sometimes, but they aren't exactly the best at doing the gym stuff. And usually they do calisthenics, or they, push-ups and stuff, and they kick the bag and do cardio because it's agility based, right? So I think that's what it comes down to. I thank you guys for all the support that you've been giving me. This has been really nice, getting all the views on the videos and stuff, helping me through this journey. It's super helpful. That's about it. Other than that, that's about it. Thanks for watching.